Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about how/what I do to stay happy. I asked if you guys want to see this video in my last video and I got such an overwhelmingly amazing response from you guys. So it got me really excited to film this for you and share my tips with you guys, I guess. Before I get into this, I do quickly want to make a disclaimer because I know that this can honestly sometimes be a sensitive subject for a lot of people. I'm only personally speaking for myself and what I like to do and what has worked for me. So just know that this video is coming from good intentions. I just feel very passionate about this stuff, so I want to share it with you guys. And who knows, maybe this stuff that I'm gonna say might seem like common knowledge to some of you guys, and hopefully there's a few of you guys out there who will gain a lot from this video. So just go into this video with an open mind and no judgments, please. And yeah, that is it for the disclaimer. Let's get into it. I did write a few things down. We're gonna do it. Let's get into it. So I personally am a huge believer in your mentality being your reality. And I know I mentioned this earlier and it's so cliche, but I am seriously such a big believer in it that whatever is going on in your head is going to affect the outcome of your actual life as far as the things coming to you and how you react to everything. I think it all starts in here and works itself into your life. I guess to start off, what is happiness for me? I believe that happiness is a genuine feeling that you experience that starts from the inside. There's obviously very many things that can trigger happiness. For example, receiving a delightful surprise or, a gift, or receiving great news, or something just in general, something good coming your way usually results in you feeling happy. And I think everyone can relate to that. That's kind of like the first layer of experiencing happiness. It's the obvious things that come into your life and that are positive, and it's just human nature to feel happy from those things. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that you actually have the choice to be happy every single moment in every single day. And this is when it gets tricky because we as humans encounter so many different experiences and situations and people that aren't always totally amazing and good. Life happens. Sometimes you get a really bad grade, or you receive really awful news or amazing news, whatever it may be. There's so many ups and downs as a human. We all experience them. And for me personally, the best way to stay happy through all of those ups and downs that you're experiencing every single day is dun dun dun, having an optimistic mindset. I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, okay, Claude, this is not a revolutionary thought. I totally saw this coming, blah, blah, blah. And I know it's one of the biggest cliches in the entire world, but there's a reason why it's a cliche. I think when a lot of people hear a really simple, basic, overused sentence like, just be a positive person, you will be happier, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other because it just seems like an obvious answer. But I want to take that cliche and break it down for you guys and talk about how I like to apply it into my life and how it has honestly changed the way that I go about all of my days. Having an optimistic mindset. The first thing that I can stand by is you do not have to be born with it. I personally believe that your thought patterns are very similar to your physical habits, and just like any other type of habit, if you make the conscious effort to, you can change it. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting so preachy. I'm sorry guys, but okay, let's continue. I would say that the biggest way to become an optimistic person is to start becoming aware of how you initially react to something that's coming your way. Good or bad. Every time life throws something at you, within that split second, you are reacting to it mentally. Whether you say something or act something out, the first thing that happens is you mentally react to it. And a lot of the times we don't even think about that. We're not even aware of it. It just happens, and then it affects however we end up physically reacting to that thing or event. This probably happened a few years ago, but one of the biggest realizations that I personally had was there is always a positive way of thinking about everything that happens to you. There is always a positive route that you can take. But because of that, there is always a negative way of thinking as well. To better explain myself and get you guys on the same page, I'm gonna start off with an example that I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate with, and it is going through a breakup. Obviously, it totally depends on the personal situation because there are so many reasons why people break up, but it can very often be viewed as a negative thing. I'm a huge believer in everything happening for a reason. I feel like anytime something sad or unfortunate happens in my life, down the line, I end up realizing that I totally needed that to happen for a specific reason. You can easily look back at a past relationship and think, I regret that so much. Why did I think that was right for me? I wasn't happy, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things you can complain about. But at the same time, those are the life lessons that you need to experience and go through to learn as a person. My past relationships have taught me what I look for a partner and what I don't look for, and how I am as a person in a relationship and what I need to work on. To give you guys another example, living out in a city, you experience a lot of traffic, and that is something that people get super upset about because it's something that life just throws at you and you kind of don't really have that much power over it. When I personally know that I will be commuting somewhere during rush hour, I obviously prep for it and I know to leave my house early so that I get on time. But once you're actually in the car and you're sitting there for over an hour trying to get to wherever you need to be, you could totally get upset and dread every single minute of it. But I personally like to mentally prepare for that and use that time sitting in my car to my advantage. So when I'm sitting in traffic, I like to go through the Discover New Music playlist on Spotify or the New Music Friday, and I will just go through playlists and try to discover new songs, because I often forget to do that when I'm sitting at home like editing videos or working or whatever. So I love using that time to discover new music, and I end up finding like the greatest music ever when I'm sitting in the middle of traffic. And it's kind of strange because now that I have that mindset and that perspective on driving in traffic, I kind of get excited for it. And so in that situation, I am taking the positive route and optimistic route. At this point, I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, okay, Claudia, I understand what you're saying, but what if I just personally don't have that in me? Or I can't control the thoughts and emotions that I have when I react to something negative. And that is what you can't get stuck thinking, because if you think that, then obviously that is what's going to happen. This might sound strange, but sometimes you just have to repeat things in your head over and over again until you start to actually believe them. And the one thing that I've definitely learned is you can't just become an optimistic person overnight. It's totally a growing process and experience that you just continue to ride. I've started working on this and becoming more aware of my thoughts probably a few years ago, and it's definitely taken quite a bit of time for me to reach a point where I start to just think about everything in a positive way without even trying to. And that's kind of the goal that at least I personally want to always reach, where negative thoughts and ideas don't even cross your mind because your headspace is filled up with so much positivity. I'm not sitting here saying that this is like scientifically proven or anything like that, but I've had so many conversations with people about this subject, and I've read so many books, and it works for so many people, and I'm sitting here telling you guys that it works for me. The more I work on it and the more I sit back and just think to myself, okay, Claudia, how are you approaching this situation right now? The more I start taking the positive route in things. To tie all this into happiness, the more I started to practice this and just do it, the happier I became as a person. I know a lot of people might disagree with this, but I personally believe in energy, good and bad energy. I think that when you approach a situation with a positive attitude, good energy, whether it's through a conversation with someone or work that you're creating, whatever it is, I believe that when you're exerting that positive energy, it will come back to you, whether it's immediately or down the line. And through that, I've been able to attract so many amazing people into my life that also are very happy, positive people, and opportunities and random things that seem like teeny miracles. Oh my gosh, some of you guys might think that I'm totally insane by saying all this. I would say that is my only secret to becoming a generally and genuinely happy person. So whether this video was life-changing or just common sense for you, I think it's a really good reminder to just know that you can choose to be happy. You don't have to only be happy when good things come your way, because at the end of the day, life is gonna throw so many things at you. You're going to experience heartbreaks and losses, whether it's your family members or friends or a job or an opportunity that you really wanted. Some things you just don't have control over. Honestly, anytime I go about any shitty situation in a positive way, I kind of give myself like a little pat in the back and think, hey Claudia, good job. Like, you're staying motivated in something that might not necessarily seem so amazing in the moment. But yeah, I would say that is kind of a general summary of what I wanted to share with you guys. That I didn't, what? Words? And of course, there are so many other ways to be happy. Like, music brings so much happiness to my life, as well as just, you know, like happy people and all that stuff. But I think all of that you start to attract in your life through being a positive person. So optimistic mindset is like the deep root of my personal source of being a happy person, if that makes sense. Okay, I see, guys, I'm already getting back into it and I need to cut off this video because it's probably gonna be way too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Also, if you have any advice or wisdom to give not only me, but all of you viewers as well, please comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys have going on up here because you guys are so smart and I learned so much from you guys. So definitely share all that stuff down below. Yeah, let's talk about this stuff in the comments. I am so excited to hear what you guys have to say, and hopefully I was able to get the message across correctly. It's very easy to F up and offend people on the internet and stuff like that, but just know this video was only meant to share the things that make me who I am. All right, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in a new video probably like a week from now. Yeah, let's do that. All right, bye guys.